Hey, purposeful parents and elite educators. Welcome to the next installment of our reading series, How to Teach Your Child to Read. This series is all about infants and toddlers. And I have 8 steps for helping your child read and helping your child read better. So the reason I'm saying helping your child read better is because my niece actually was reading fluently by age 3. So you may have an advanced toddler. So this video is all about the infants and the toddlers. Stay tuned. Before I get into strategy number 1, I want to introduce myself. My name is Kimberly Deneen, and I am your favorite educational coach. I'm with Education Noir, and here we provide you with the best tips and tools to level up your practice for student growth and achievement. And this video is specifically for teachers and for parents. So I'm excited to talk to you about reading because I am a certified reading specialist. So let's get into the video. So first of all, I want to talk about some statistics. Scholastic did a study, and that study showed that only 48% of parents read to infants and less than 1 year old. And the reason why I want to give you some statistics, and I am using my notes, is because I think that's important to build some validity for the reason for this video. And because I realized that a lot of parents didn't read to their infants and their toddlers, I always bring a book with me to anybody's baby shower that I'm invited to. So I'll bring a book specifically for babies or toddlers, and maybe some other gift that, people generally bring to baby showers. So I found that people generally didn't give books for baby showers, and sometimes not even for like Christmas or birthdays. So I think it's important to start from like the very beginning to build an interest in build value into books with young children. So 48% of parents only read less than 48% read to their infants and their toddlers. And another study that was published by Pediatrics reported that babies who were read to on a regular basis starting at 6 months had a 40% increase in receptive vocabulary. And the ones who were not read to only had a 16% increase in receptive vocabulary by the time they were 18 months old. So reading to infants and toddlers is extremely important in getting them ready for school. Okay, so let's get into strategy number 1. So strategy number 1 is choose black and white books for infants 0 to 3 months old. And the reason why I say choose black and white books is because babies see black and white images best because their optic nerve is still developing. So having black and white books, having black and white toys, having black and white tummy time stimuli, all of this helps to stimulate the optical nerve. So that's really, really important. And babies from 0 to 3 months old, they can focus on these images 8 to 10 inches away from them. So that's kind of like about the length that babies are held from their parents' face. So consider that and invest in some books that are in black and white with large to medium illustrations. And in the description, I do have a link for like the best black and white books for babies. It is nothing that I make any money off of. It's nothing like that. I just want to provide you with some resources. So invest in black and white books for your babies. Strategy number 2, choose tactile books for your infants and toddlers. So these are books that have features like mirrors, flaps that they can lift up, different textures, because at this time, children are exploring their world through touch and taste. So you want to get board books because they're going to be more durable for your child. You want to get books that are made out of plastic. So these are things that you can do. Children at this age, they love exploring with their hands and with their mouth. So also sounds. So get books that have flaps, have mirrors, have pictures, and have sounds. Strategy number 3, choose Mother Goose and other rhyming books that incorporate songs and rhymes. So these books are often repetitive. They sound fun to a child's ear. Singing or chanting together is always fun. These activities will actually delight your infant or toddler's ears. And more importantly, it trains them to listen carefully to the sounds of language. So at this time, they also may want to read to you because they've heard these books so many times. So they may want to read. So let them read to you and participate in this back and forth fun rhymes and fun sounds that will keep their interest. Number 4, take them to the library. Yes, take your child to the library and, place some books before them and, see which ones hold their attention the longest. And then check out those books so that you can read to them. At this stage, between, I'd say, 1 to 3 years old, they're going to start asking questions about the books. So, participate in this discussion with them. This definitely builds their interest in reading. And also, it's also starting to build a base for reading comprehension with your child. And, the library offers a lot of times story time for infants and toddlers. So take them to these story times and let them see other people reading to them and hear other people reading to them. The great thing about these story times is they are age appropriate. So they know how long a book should be for infants and toddlers to hold their attention, and they don't mind if your child is up and moving, about, because we all know that it's sometimes hard for infants and toddlers to sit for long periods of time. Often at these story times, they will have activities for them to do alongside listening to story time. So they may have little sheets for them to color, other little activities for them to participate in. So take them to the library so that they can understand that the library is a fun place. Build their interest in reading by taking them to story time. Number 5, I alluded to this earlier. Definitely invest in board books and plastic books, because these books are going to be the most durable. Your child at this stage is exploring their environment through touch and taste. So they're going to be putting the books in their mouths. Don't chastise them for that. Just buy durable books, because you don't want them to be stigmatized about reading. Model it for them, how to, hold a book, how to turn the pages, model all those things for them. But definitely invest in board books and plastic books. And the reason why I included plastic books in this particular strategy is because I used to use bath time also as story time with my son. So plastic books were the best for that. So they could go right in the bathtub. It was no big deal, So we would use that time to also read while he was in the bathtub. So plastic books are great for that. I didn't have this in my notes, but I'm going to reiterate this. Bath time is a great time to teach the letters and the letter sounds. So invest in the foam alphabet. They can stick on the walls with no problem. And, you can use them to make words. You can use them to spell out their name on the wall while they're in the bathtub. You can go through the letter sounds with them. These are a great investment in building up your child's enjoyment of reading and helping your child learn to read. So again, invest in board books, plastic books, and those foam letters. And one other thing that I used to do with my son, which is not in my notes, I also bought color foam. I don't know if it's called foam cream, like a shaving cream. And we would spray it on the wall and we would write in it. So these are also some things that you can do with your toddler to help them become ready for school, help them know their letters and their letter sounds. And even if they're ready for it, they can practice writing, finger writing, with the foam. Number 6, pay attention to your toddler's interest. If they light up when they see birds or trucks, find books on these topics. Board books come in so many topics these days. You can find a board book on trucks. You can find a board book on dogs. You can find so many topics. So invest in the topics that interest your child. You can even find a series. For instance, if they like trains, you can get nonfiction board books on trains. And you can also get Thomas the Tank Engine series if that's something that interests your child. My son loved Thomas the Tank Engine. So I bought so many different board books based on Thomas the Tank Engine, in addition, of course, with his toys on, the Thomas the Tank Engine toys. So, find what interests your toddler. Just be in tune with that. Pay attention to the little things that they excite them, that they seem to be focused on, and invest in those board books. Strategy number 7, create a book for your toddler. So your toddler enjoys seeing familiar faces. So why not create a book based on familiar faces? You can create a book depicting their loved ones with labels such as grandmother, aunt, uncle, etc. And they will enjoy going back to that book over and over again and naming the people in that book. So you can simply either get a small photo album and treat that as a book that has pictures of their loved ones in it, just with the little label of who they are. For instance, Aunt Kimberly. Okay, so that's another strategy for you. Number 8. Woo, this one's new. I didn't have to really incorporate this for my son because he was born in 1995. And yes, we had lots of digital literacy at that time. However, not quite like it is now. So you want to incorporate digital literacy with your child. Nowadays, it's extremely important to include digital literacy in teaching your children to read. So for instance, think about you and how you learn to read. Probably years before you could read, you learned what a cover signified. You learned how to hold the book. You learned how to turn the pages. You learned that the black squiggly things were words. Today's babies and toddlers, they're learning about books too, plus a range of other text delivery devices. For instance, iPads, cell phones, laptops. They see us on them, right? So they know that there's something happening there with text. So by familiarizing your child with how tech works, you're putting them on the path to competence with technology. So allow your child to move and click the mouse while you're working at your computer. Help them type their own names on your device. While you're talking to family members, if you video conference with your family members, point out the family member's username on the screen to your child. Encourage your baby or toddler to see how e-reading technology is a part of everyday life. And you can do this by talking out loud to them. Tell them what you're doing. For example, you could say, I'm checking our calendar to see which day Grandma is coming to visit. Oh, she's coming on Sunday. Great. So these are some examples. Another one you could say is, let's look at pictures that Jason's mom posted from his birthday party. Or you could say, let's text Jason's mom to see if he's free for a play date. So as your child sees the use of online text, they will become interested in participating. So these are 8 ways that you can help your infant or your toddler to read. So at this time, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Please share our content with other parents that you know who have infants or young, children, toddlers, and tap that like button to show me that you want to see more videos like this, to show me that you've gotten value out of this video. So thank you for joining today. Thank you for staying to the end of the video, and continue to level up your practice for student growth and achievement. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.